So, research problem, we have to know its definition first of all, before these. So, we will talk about research problem later, yet first of all we have to know the types of research. So types of research, we have descriptive, analytical, as we talked about it before, applied, fundamental, conceptual, empirical, historical, longitudinal, exploratory. And then the recent terminology, we talked about qualitative, quantitative, and mixed method. Qualitative method, we said it is descriptive. We have in it, like, we have case studies. Sometimes we use case studies. We have to know ethnography, the sample that are going to do our study on, and phenomenology, like phenomena. We say phenomenon for like one, phenomenon for the plural, and phenomenology. It is actually a word that can be derived, logy for science, and phenomenon means that the science of phenomenon. So another one, which is quantitative. Some people say, my teacher pronounce it quantitative, and we sometimes say it is quantitative, and both of them are correct. So use what suits you. So in the quantitative, we have two types, experimental, and non-experimental. Experimental, it is its name. There is true experiment. It is true experimental. You do an experiment. And we have another type, which is quasi-experimental. It is in between. We will see it another time. It's not very important right now. So, and non-experimental includes correlational. When you say correlational research, we mean that we have to make a connection, between two variables. One of them are separated than the other, and we need to collect them. Correlation. So the other one, which is mixed methods. In mixed methods, we have both. When we say mixed, we have both quantitative and qualitative research. And here it includes them both. Research process, first step, for example, we should know the research problem, or we go and then we do a literature review, and it can be like a literature review, the first step to find your research gap. And then let's say research problem, and then identifying the research problem, and then you go to the literature review while you read about your topic. And then we have research questions are the questions that you will answer them in your question. We'll see it later. Research hypothesis, the hypothesis that you have made, maybe they will be true or not. You will confirm them in the conclusion. And then we have selecting the methodology. You select the methodology according to your research type, and it includes the methodology, research paradigm, approach, and design. Each one of them has its own meaning. We'll see it later. Data, by later I say it's second semester. And then you, after selecting the methodology, you go and collect your data. Data collection by specifying our tools, etc. And then you analyze your data and you come up with the report, the conclusion. And then we see what is scientific thinking. Scientific thinking is a research where, I'm giving you the definition. A researcher is required to use the scientific thinking to find a solution of a problem in his research work. Means here that the researcher must have that scientific thinking to think scientifically to find a solution to the problem. I'm just restating it. And then you have scientific thinking. It is based upon deductive, inductive, and abductive. In these three types, we can say that deductive is from general to specific, and inductive from specific to general, and abductive is when you feel that something is going to happen. Something is going to happen or to occur. To have a sense. And then scientific thinking has certain requirements. You may have a question in your mind. And critical thinking. You need to have a critical thinking about that topic, about the whole topics, for example, so you can understand. And another one, the question in your mind that you will be triggered, you aim to understand what it is. So we will move to another thing, which is what is research problem. Research problem is a difficulty which a researcher experiences in order to obtain a solution, where the researcher is looking for information or something. He struggles, he falls into a difficulty or obstacle, let's say a difficulty, and that difficulty is a kind of research problem that he tries his best to solve it or find a solution for it. And then we see the features of research problem. We cannot say it is a research problem if we are not having a great interest in that topic. If you as a researcher, you should be interested in it, and then the researcher should be available, should be able to work on this problem. You, for example, if you find that deficiencies is more and you cannot work on it, just skip it, look for another one. And we say the researcher should be able to state it. To state it here, state it, we mean the problem. Stating the problem clearly and concisely. If it is ambiguous, you're not going to move on to another steps of research. And then we have selecting a research problem. How we select a research problem? A research problem we select it according to its importance, its accessibility, its importance, it is whether it is important in our specialty, it can give a contribution or not if we find solution to it. Accessibility are the material, the books, journals, articles that I'm going to read as literature review about that topic. Are they available or not? Another thing, its time frame is the time period of time that I'm going to do research is enough for doing this or not. A cost, is it too costly? Costs a lot of money. For example, certain books are you need to pay for to use them in your master degree in your research or not. Novelty, is it novelty, is it new, for example? And then we look to something else. All of this to make your research problem whether workable and feasible, or we can say doable. If all of these are missing or someone of it is missing, your research problem cannot be a good research problem. And then we see another one, language sciences. This is your field. This is it, your field. Let me change the paper. So this is a new paper. We have language sciences. Right. This is your specialty. Right. In language sciences, we have both theoretical, rhetorical, linguistics, and we have applied linguistics. In theoretical linguistics, it is more concerned about the internal structure of language, like examples, phonetics, semantics. Another one, phonology, morphology, and a lot of subfields. They are internal. Theoretical linguistics, applied linguistics. We'll see in the applied linguistics. In the applied linguistics, you have another, maybe sometimes they are including 3 disciplines, interdisciplinary, like TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, didactics. You have ESP, English for specific purposes. You have DA, discourse analysis. You have pragmatics. Maybe even social linguistics and psycholinguistics. And a lot of them, a lot of them. We'll see another title. So, how you can identify the research problem. To identify the research problem, you have to know that is, for example, a good research problem, not identifying. It is feasible. To be feasible, it has to be practical. It is workable. This is it. Feasible research problem is the one. It is practical. needs practice, and it can be solved. Like another one is accessible according to the material. When we say accessible, we say material. Are they available or not? Availability. Ability. And the last one is time frame. The time is enough or not? And then we go to another one, delimiting the research problem. To delimit the research problem is to size it, to narrow it down. To narrow down the research problem, we have to take into consideration the variables we must know. Dependent variable, independent variable, and then the research area and the sample. These three characteristics, 1, 2, and 3, you have to take it into consideration to make your research problem acceptable, and you can start with it. And then the last title for this lesson is evaluating the research problem. How do I evaluate the research problem? I evaluate it with, when I do the research problem or I think about the solution, will the solution make significant contribution or not? See, yani here we have yes or no. And this answer is really important. And another thing is the research able to conduct the researcher, able to conduct the investigation. If you are taking a research problem and you are not able to do this investigation because any obstacle, you are in the wrong pathway. This is it. See you in the next video.